This is the historic Third Ward, one of the most significant places for African Americans in the city of Houston. It is the place of the oldest public park, the Emancipation Park, which was purchased for $800 by women and men who were enslaved. This is the home of Texas Southern University and countless number of institutions and places that are significant to Houston's history for African Americans and others. The neighborhood in its heyday was full of vibrancy. African Americans moved into the neighborhood after enslavement as part of their migration into the cities. This is where African Americans lived with a sense of dignity and pride in who they had been and who they aspired to be.
Last fall, an arts group out of the Third Ward called Project Row Houses and the University of Houston College of Architecture invited us to collaborate on a project where we would impact the neighborhood with these public art projects. These projects resulted in what we call Animating Histories, which was looking at the history of the neighborhood, researching it, and then 22 pairs of students from the University of Houston College of Architecture and Design and from the School of Art got together and produced these, what we call pins, which are pretty much like large Google pins that we deployed back out into the environment.
There we go, now you can actually see that.
Our site was on the corner of Elgin and Dowling Streets, right across from Emancipation Park.
So we both did research on the site, and we collected imagery, some info of the restaurant, of the store, and of the apartments.
And there were several little buildings there. It used to be a very, very busy street, Dowling Street.
Does it look good? We tried to come up with a concept of trying to revive this vacant lot.
I couldn't believe that there was a store slash apartment slash market all in this one little small space. And that wasn't even the only one. It was multiple along the street. This thing used to be really vivacious, and I don't know what happened.
Well, what happened to Third Ward is what happened to African American communities throughout the country. One was the integration. So African Americans no longer were relegated to certain parts of the city, and they began to migrate to the suburbs and to other neighborhoods. Also at the same time, a severe de-investment in African American communities began to happen.
These pieces told a story that is now gone there. I mean, really, they told how people interacted, engaged, which is no longer in this strip does not have that. So when we put them out there, and it really told that story, and it animated just because we insisted that they were colorful, just because there was a lack of color there now, and it told a rich story about the sites. The reaction to the pins was really one of curiosity. Some of the business owners were curious about it in such a way that they came out and talked to the students, which was great, so they got a lot of good feedback from it.
We are Not Just Donuts Bakery. We are located at the corner of Dowling and Gray here in Third Ward, Texas. We've been in business for 15 years. We know quite a few of our old-time customers who grew up in this area. About a block away was an old movie theater, and Rubenstein's was a store right next to the movie theater. This whole entire street, Dowling, was a haven for Black-owned businesses up and down this street. Now we see a lot of them have been torn down or went out of business. And that's where we come in. We want to be a part of this neighborhood to kind of revitalize this area with our business and help encourage other people to come in this area and open up their shop.
I would like to see it go back to where it was a lot of still the hub for a lot of Black-owned businesses. A lot of diversity. I definitely love the diversity. We need that. That's what Houston's about, diversity. But we don't want to lose the history behind this area.
This project was about animating the history of Third Ward, animating the history to remind the residents and the visitors of the rich cultural significance that Third Ward has held for the city and for the nation. And so we want to remind people as we move forward with our efforts for revitalization and bringing life back to Dowling, we're not hopeful for what Third Ward could be, we're hopeful for what Third Ward has always been. And so this project is about animating hope and giving people inspiration for the new and the future of Third Ward, which is the integration of the history and culture of African Americans, past, present, and future into this wonderful neighborhood that I call home.